Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. This topic basically was inspired by the service that we had today at ECC at my church, and the pastor decided, because we really have a challenge, not only in churches but also in general, to maintain relationships. And in this day and age, so many people are discouraged, so many people don't want to get married. So I'm gonna be playing a clip of the discussion, like just a little clip of the discussion that we had at church.
When God was creating a woman, he said, let us create woman. So God created a woman and presented her to the man. So the woman must be presented to the man, and the man must identify with her. Right? Now he, the creator, created laws that must govern these things. It's not the devil's law. It's he, the creator. You cannot live outside or form a relationship outside the laws of your creator. Sorry, Juanes. Outside of the laws of your creator, and expect to be successful. Because within the boundaries of the laws of your creator, that's where you have breath. That's where who you are is defined, right? So within the boundaries of the creation, that God of the creation and the creator created man and woman, God gave them two very powerful laws. And here I read in Ephesians 5:25. It says, Ephesians 5:21. So, for a man and woman who are meant, created by God, governed by the laws of God, in love, created by God, the love created by God, have got two very powerful commands. And it says in 21, submit, and this is speaking to the woman. It says, submit to one another, or let's say all of us. It says all of us, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Good. Then he comes to the woman. So he moves from the congregation. Then he comes to the two people within the created laws, man and woman. Then he starts with the woman. He says, you, wives, submit yourselves to your own husband. Not somebody's husband, your own one. Amen. The one that God has given to you out of the laws which he has provided you. Not anybody's laws, he God's laws, right? And then I'll just go on and it says, husbands, love your wives just as Christ loves the church. And he was able to give himself for the church. Therefore, in this world, as per my opinion from what I've read, I think because unity between the created, there was once even God himself was threatened by unity at the Tower of Babel. And the devil is also threatened by unity. But unity between a man and woman is something that God glorifies, because it's meant to continue the produce of holiness.
Thank you.
At a very young age, I've been married for 11 years, a mother of 3, and I love the Lord with all my heart.
I'm married for 10.5 years now, and I've got 3 kids now. Let me just approach my topic in this manner. Because oftentimes when the concept of relationship is mentioned, there are quite a lot of misconceptions. But one of the things that are a common cause, or we all agree with, is in any relationship there needs to be love. Amen. But I just want to break it down for you, in fact, according to my own opinion or my own understanding of love. And that will actually be a center to my discussion today. Love, according to me, all of us here agree that God is love, and all of us agree here, understand that love is patient and all that. It mentions quite a lot of virtues. But what is love according to me? Because this is what seems to be the cause of problems. What is love? Love is a wholesome and perfect essence of virtues that coalesces alignment to one's reason of being and existence. And I will conclude with the book of 2 Peter chapter 1 from verse 5 to 10. Now, let me go to the problem statement. Oftentimes when people don't know how to solve for an X, they blame the subject of the formula. In the Garden of Eden, God addresses, in fact, let me put it in this way. In the Garden of Eden, God gives an instruction to Adam. Adam gives the instruction to the wife. The wife is deceived by the devil. But the sequence of judgment, when God is given to, when God executes judgment, He starts with a man.
First needs to be in a place where they understand who God is, who they are in God, and be filled in love. Because a lot of people are running around looking for cups to fill when they are empty cups.
Oh yes.
And you cannot fill anyone's cup with an empty cup. It doesn't work. Secondly, purpose. So if we're looking at purpose, there's a line that I came across when I was reading, and I was actually listening to someone, and it says, when there's no purpose, or when the purpose is not known, it opens up to the devil.
Oh yes.
And we know that the devil is like a roaring lion looking for anyone to kill. You know, he's not here to play. We all know that. So in that being said, if you don't know the purpose of a thing, if you're just going around for the fun of it, or you're bored, you're empty, you're confused, you're looking for something to fill you because there's a void within us, and that void again goes back to your foundation, being in God, right? So if you not have been with God, communion with God, a relationship with God, you're opening up yourself to the enemy. He's going to go in there. He's not going to play with you. So that's the thing. So your relationship, what is it for? What did God call you into? Because God has created relationships for a purpose. Thank you.
Why allow relationships failing rapidly? Okay, as a youth, I think number one is identity crisis. If you don't know who you are, what you want, the reason why you want to be in a relationship, you will struggle to make it work. 2 to 3 months down the line, you won't understand why, you won't connect with
A lot of people spoke about how when we start a relationship, we base the relationship on lies. We are not honest about our intentions when we get into a relationship. And that's a very huge problem, because I believe whenever you enter into a relationship, or whenever you get into a relationship with anyone, you need to be honest about what you want, what are your expectations, and what goals do you have for the relationship. Another thing that makes relationships actually to fail is because we always get into relationships having high expectations, and having high expectations without even communicating the expectations to the person that we're getting into a relationship with. And we don't love, yes, like, to be honest, we don't love each other. Like, honestly speaking, you get into a relationship with this person because they're beautiful, but we don't know love. We don't know how to love each other. For one, let me make an example with me. When I say it's important for you when you get into a relationship to love, I believe that you can only give something that you have. Something that you don't have, you can't give. If you yourself don't love yourself, and you don't know how to love, then you can't love the next person. You need to know how to love yourself first. And when I'm talking about love, I'm talking about loving the person as they are. And love is loving a person even though you know that, even loving a person knowing that you might not receive that love. It's challenging to love someone who doesn't love you back, and it's very painful. Hence, maybe some people actually walk out of a relationship. But the most important thing is, whenever you get into a relationship, know what you want out of that relationship, and communicate with that person that you are in a relationship with, that this is what you want from the relationship, and have goals in mind. You can't just get into a relationship and not have a goal, and not, because I feel like, how do you work on something if you don't have a goal? But if you get into a relationship having a goal in mind, that okay, this is the person that I love, this is a person that I see I can build a future with, because we've got the same values and we are going the same direction, or this is what we want, we can make a relationship work based on this and that. Another thing that makes relationship fail in this day and age is technology. Like, to be honest, Mina, I've seen it happening, in my life. Technology. We call communication constantly texting each other. Communicating is not texting and via WhatsApp. Communication is actually going to the park, sitting down, having a decent conversation and talking and putting our phones away or calling each other. That is communication to me, because I feel like so many times there's so many things when you are texting a person, they can be misinterpreted in a different way. But if this person is physically here, or you call them, then you guys understand each other. The communication, there's no misinterpretation in between there. This day and age, this generation of today is so controlled and ruled by technology that people go on dates and literally they are on their phone and they are texting, they are on WhatsApp. How do we expect our relationships to last when we do that? We need to go back to the core of actually sitting down and having a decent conversation. Another thing is that we claim we are in love, yet we are not in love, we are lustful. You lust after this person. You are not interested in getting to know this person for who they are, but you are interested at the outer being. What do you bring in a relationship besides sex? Does not sustain a relationship. Sex does not hold a man. What do you bring in the relationship besides sex? Even though one can be like, okay, I want to be in a relationship, and as a woman, I want to submit, I want to do all that, I want to respect this man. It's so challenging to be in a relationship with a man who does not know how to lead, who does not even respect you as a woman, who does not even know how to love you. You don't know where to start. You honestly don't know where to start. And what I've noticed in marriages, and I've had like a couple of conversations with people who are married, and just to ask them about their challenges in marriage. And most men would say that a woman don't know how to submit. And the thing is, as a woman, how do you submit under a man who does not know how to lead? How do you submit under a man's authority who does not have direction, who doesn't even know where he's going in life? The reason why relationships fail these days, it's not because of a man, it's not because of the devil, it's not because of the woman, but it's because of all of us. It takes two to make a relationship work. If the other one is willing to make a relationship work and the other one is not willing, then the relationship will not work. You can't be shouting at your man and calling them a pig and calling them trash and calling them you are a fool and calling them such things and expect you will receive the love from the man. I think it's about time that us women should know how to submit. Yes, I know we are independent women, and just because we are independent women and we are liberated, it doesn't mean Uguti, whenever you are in a relationship, you have to belittle this person. I always say that if you love a person, you'll always speak to them in a manner of love. You'll always speak words that will not crush them, but you'll speak words that will build them. So if you really love this person, you will respect them. And another thing that I've noticed in my life is it's easy for a woman to respect a man if they do love this man. I've seen it with me. If I'm really in love with this person and I love them unconditionally the way they are, it's easy for me to respect them. It's easy for me to speak to them with love. And this whole thing of women throwing tantrums and shouting, like, calm down. What are you shouting for? Like, really, is it really necessary? Sit down with this person and talk to them properly in a respectful manner and with love, and explain to them why you don't want this and that and why they're doing this and that and that. That makes sense, because I personally feel like it's really ridiculous for us to be wasting our energy and shouting and throwing tantrums and all that. We just need to sit down and have a decent conversation. We are both mature people. We know what we want in life. Please do comment down below what you think are the main reasons that relationships these days actually don't last or fail. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel.